Picture your living room tonight. Calm lighting, your favorite couch, a big screen waiting. But behind that calm is chaos you've learned to tolerate. Slow menus, too many remotes, ads in your face, and a smart speaker that's not really that smart. What if you could wipe that chaos out in one move? What if your TV and your speaker actually felt like one system, made for the way you live? That's exactly why the Apple TV upgrade and the next HomePod Mini are on everyone's radar. And if you stay with me to the end, you'll walk away with a clear yes or no answer on whether you should upgrade, plus a simple checklist that will save you money and frustration. Let's set the stage in plain English. Apple has two goals in your living room. Make everything feel instant and make everything feel connected. The Apple TV is the brain. The HomePod Mini is the voice and the sound. When those two get smarter together, the mess disappears. No ads shoved in your face, no lag. No yelling twice because your assistant didn't hear you. Just tap, play, watch, and control. Start with the Apple TV. If you've used one, you know the vibe. Clean interface, buttery scrolling, zero drama. The current Apple TV 4K is already fast, with beautiful HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos support. It plays nice with your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. It even lets you take calls on your TV through your phone with FaceTime and continuity camera. But the upgrade everyone's waiting for aims to go beyond great streamer and into living room powerhouse. Here's what's on the table. Based on credible reports and the direction Apple has already taken, expect more power under the hood. Apple loves to drop their iPhone-class chips into the Apple TV, and that matters for more than just snappier menus. More power means smoother gaming on Apple Arcade, richer visuals, and headroom for new features. If you've ever wished casual gaming on your TV felt like a console without buying a console, this is the move that makes it real. Pair a controller, launch a title, and play while the Apple TV stays cool, quiet, and quick. Speed is nothing without control, and this is where Apple usually surprises. Think tighter integration with your iPhone. Your phone is the keyboard when you search. Your phone is the camera when you FaceTime. Your phone is the remote when someone walks off with the actual one. If Apple adds smarter device awareness to the remote itself, like precision finding or smarter shortcuts, you'll wonder how you ever dealt with clunky clickers and lost remotes under the couch cushions. And let's talk price, because this is the lever that changes everything in the US market. For years, the Apple TV has been the luxury streamer. Worth it for many, but hard to justify against a $40 stick. There's steady buzz that Apple is ready to push the price lower to win back living rooms at scale. If a sub-$100 tier appears, it becomes an instant recommendation for anyone who hates ads, cares about privacy, and wants a device that won't freeze when you switch apps. If it lands closer to the current price, watch for Apple's classic move: bundles, student deals, or aggressive holiday promos. Either way, the strategy is clear. Apple wants the Apple TV to be the default, not the niche pick. Now let's paint a real-life picture. You sit down, you say exactly what you want, and it just happens. Play a 4K thriller with great reviews I haven't seen should bring up results instantly. Resume the game I was playing should launch your last checkpoint. Turn off the lights and start movie night should dim the room and cue up the opening credits. This is where the HomePod Mini 2 steps in, because the voice and the sound complete the experience. The original HomePod Mini is already impressive for its size. It sounds far bigger than it looks. It supports Thread for smart home reliability. And Apple unlocked temperature and humidity sensors via software, making it a sneaky little home monitor. But we all know the pain point, the assistant. When Siri is great, it's great. When it's not, it makes you repeat yourself. Apple has been rebuilding the foundation with more contextual understanding, tighter on-device intelligence, and better awareness of you, your devices, and your routines. That's the quiet revolution to watch. A next-gen HomePod Mini should bring three things that matter. First, better microphones and processing so it hears you clearly from across the room, even with the TV on. Second, smarter audio tuning so it sounds fuller, clearer, and more immersive, especially in a stereo pair next to your TV. Third, tighter handoff and home control, so when you speak, it doesn't just respond, it orchestrates. Lights, scenes, routines, doorbell cams on the TV, timers for the oven, the whole thing, fast, private, and automatic. Imagine a stereo pair of HomePod Minis acting as front speakers for your Apple TV. You press play and there's instant width, crisp dialogue, and surprisingly punchy bass for small speakers. If you own a newer Apple TV with EARC support, you can even route your TV's other inputs through the Apple TV to keep the audio consistent. That means your cable box, your game console, your streaming apps all flow through one sound profile and one smart brain. Fewer settings, less fiddling, more watching. Now let's address the question everybody has. What's actually new versus what's noise? Apple is famously quiet until it's official, so here's the honest read. For Apple TV, expect faster chips, new software tricks in tvOS, deeper ties to Apple services like Apple Arcade and Fitness, and continued focus on privacy and performance. If there's a major hardware surprise, it will likely be something that unlocks a new behavior in your living room, rather than a flashy spec. Think, easier calls on TV, smarter presence detection, or a remote you can't lose. For HomePod Mini 2, expect improved sound for the size, better voice pickup, more reliable smart home control, and a clearer path to a smarter Siri as Apple rolls out its next-gen voice capabilities. The pieces are lining up for Apple to make the living room feel less like a battleground of boxes and more like a single, calm, connected space. Let's be real about one hot topic: cameras in the living room. Some people want a built-in TV camera. Others say absolutely not. The beauty of Apple's approach today is choice. You can already use your iPhone as a TV camera with continuity camera, so nothing is permanently staring at you. You get huge screen FaceTime and SharePlay fitness sessions without giving up privacy. If Apple ever offers a more integrated option, expect thoughtful controls, clear indicators, and easy ways to disable it. Until then, you're already covered. Okay, you've heard the vision. Let's make it useful. Who should actually upgrade and who should wait? If you're all in on Apple with an iPhone, maybe a Mac, maybe an Apple Watch, upgrading your Apple TV is one of the highest quality of life improvements you can make. Everything becomes a little faster, a little safer, and a lot more cohesive. Your phone becomes the perfect sidekick for your TV. Your photos, your videos, your subscriptions, everything just flows. If you're using a slow, ad-stuffed streaming stick right now, you will feel the difference on day one. The Apple TV's interface is clean and consistent, and it doesn't shove ads in your face on the home screen. You get universal search that actually respects your subscriptions, not just pushes you to whatever deal a platform made that week. If you value your time and your patience, this upgrade pays you back every single night. If you have kids or you're a casual gamer, Apple Arcade on a fast Apple TV is a quiet powerhouse. No downloads that take an hour, no giant patches. Just sit, pick a game, grab a controller, and play. The upgraded Apple TV chip means smoother frames, better visuals, and enough muscle to keep the fun going for years. If you care about sound, but don't want a bulky soundbar, 2 HomePod Minis flanking your TV are shockingly good for the footprint. Dialogue gets clearer, the soundstage widens, and music feels alive. Add the fact that they double as your smart home hub and voice assistant, and you're getting a lot in 2 tiny spheres. If you're building a smart home with Matter and Thread, the HomePod Mini is quietly one of the best hubs you can buy. It's stable, it's secure, and Apple's approach to privacy means you don't have to trade convenience for peace of mind. A next-gen Mini should only improve the reliability and speed of your automations. Now, who should wait? If you already own the latest Apple TV 4K and you're happy, no lag, no frustration, no interest in gaming or new tricks, you don't need to chase the next box just because it's new. You're already in a great place. If you own a solid soundbar you love and you don't care about voice control, a pair of Minis won't replace a high-end theater setup. And if you don't use Apple devices at all, no iPhone, no iPad, no Mac, the magic of Apple's ecosystem won't hit you as hard. You'll still get a premium streamer, but the best perks are designed to work with the rest of Apple's gear. Let's make it super simple with a 20-second checklist.
If you say yes to 3 or more, the upgrade is a smart move. You hate ads on your TV's home screen. You want faster,
smoother streaming with zero lag. You own an iPhone and want everything to feel connected. You're curious about Apple Arcade gaming on your TV. You want better sound without a bulky soundbar. You plan to build or improve a smart home with Matter and Thread. You want reliable voice control that respects your privacy. If that's you, you're going to love the new Apple TV and the next HomePod Mini. If you said no to most of those, your current setup might already be enough. One more thing that often gets overlooked: privacy and peace. The Apple TV doesn't sell your viewing habits. It doesn't turn your home screen into a billboard. It doesn't randomly autoplay loud ads when your kids are trying to sleep. That calm, respectful experience is actually the hidden feature you live with every day. Pair it with a HomePod Mini that doesn't record you for advertising profiles, and your living room becomes yours again. Let's talk buying smart because timing matters. If a new Apple TV drops, early adopters win on features, but patient buyers can win on price. Watch for Black Friday, holiday bundles, and certified refurbished units from Apple's own store. Those refurbished units look new, feel new, come with a full warranty, and often save you a chunk of cash. For HomePod Minis, watch for 2-packs or promos that encourage stereo pairing. That's the best value for movies and music. Here's the bottom line. The Apple TV upgrade and the next HomePod Mini aren't about specs for the sake of specs. They're about removing friction. They're about evenings that start with a sentence and end with a smile. They're about a living room that feels like a single, elegant system instead of a pile of mismatched gadgets. If that's the experience you want, the decision is easy. Before you go, do this to lock in the right choice. Look at your current setup tonight. If your TV home screen shoves ads at you, if your streamer lags, if you keep juggling remotes, or if you stopped using your voice assistant because it annoyed you, you're exactly the person Apple is building for. If your setup is already fast, simple, and quiet, and you never think about it, that's a win too. Keep what works. Now I want to hear from you. Are you team upgrade or team wait? Drop one word in the comments so I can see where you stand. If you're ready, type upgrade. If you're holding off, type wait. And if you want me to do a follow-up with the best settings for picture and sound the moment the new Apple TV lands, say settings. I'll pin the most helpful tips so you can dial everything in. Day 1. If this helped you cut through the noise, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. When Apple makes these moves official, I'll break down what's real, what's hype, and the exact configuration I'd buy so you don't waste $1. Your living room can be calm, fast, and smart, and you're closer than you think.